Good evening to all of you, gentlemen. It's my regret that due to a technical glitch, I'm not able to participate physically that way. But nonetheless, it's my pleasure to greet you all this evening to this web meeting as arranged by Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, the host and the Secretary General of Risk Management Association of India. This is a unique program, the first e-learning 8-week program in collaboration with AICP, London, UK. I welcome individually all of you, eminent speakers and presenters, and most of you are my colleagues, Mr. K.K. Misra, Advisory Council member, Professor Dr. Avijit Chaturaj, Governing Council member, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, who is the Joint Secretary of Rmai and Governing Council member, and of course Dr. Rakesh Agarwal, the Secretary General, and the other illustrious gentleman, Mr. Tom MacLeod, is the CEO of AICP, London, UK. I greet you sincerely from my personal core. It's indeed a matter of satisfaction that the Risk Management Association of India is launching their first ever online 8-week certification course on risk management jointly with Association of Internal Control and Practitioners, AICP, London, UK, from today. And the participants are there listening to the proceedings. It's also significant that RMAI is holding this program at a time when virtually the entire world is reeling under the worst ever devastation by a single health hazard that has threatened human existence, and we are all trying to mitigate the impact on our lives and livelihood to find a durable answer to overcome the crisis. Indeed, it's a very crucial time that the meaning and import of entire risk management will assume greater significance. I am aware that the eminent speakers have spoken on various aspects of risk management and the ways of control, mitigation, and maybe transfer mechanisms also through insurance and other means. In fact, virtually the entire spectrum of the risk management that would be relevant may have been covered. I have therefore decided to speak only on a very few critical areas concerning the health, stability, and excellence of any organization, those who will follow the risk management techniques and develop the capabilities to perceive the risk inherent. I'm taking this point only, which will put the whole thing in proper perspective. Risk management has been going on for ages, and without our knowing also we have been doing. Perhaps since life started, and also in the animal world and various other uh, species, we see that there is a there is an instinct of survival of the fittest, as propounded by Darwin. In our day-to-day life, in our various activities, we're constantly adjusting ourselves to the needs of the situation by managing various issues within ourselves. Still, a few points emerge for consideration. I personally feel that the ability to perceive the risk has to be developed. And the ability to perceive the risk will give us an extra eye, I call it an X-ray eye, to find the potential evidence of a risk. And then we go for identification of the risk, analysis of the risk, evaluation of the risk with the contingency, frequency, and severity. And if that really threatens, we try to control those risks, which is affecting our earning capacity, and we try to manage or transfer those. In our insurance parlance, we call pure risks, act of God perils, natural perils, catastrophe risks, or we even go to man-made terrorism risks, which can cause elemental losses, and we try to transfer these losses. Because any organization will be totally obliterated if they keep them on their account. So what is the need? The need is comprehensive risk analysis and evaluation that will affect our operations and business continuity. So we need to protect those. I come from this a question that I often ask myself: why companies fail? With all these knowledges, if we have in our possession, why at all the companies will fail? If I simply put it, the companies fail through unguarded internal and external risks. I put it broadly. And I go deep into this and say that systems and procedures fail to adjust the changing environment. It led to market failure. Yes, we failed to get the customer. Acquisition, taste have changed. They changed the companies. We failed to adjust. Or pursuing non-core activities with aggressive risk-taking. We have to have numbers, no? And we have to, numbers means we aggressively go on taking risks. When the issue of financial irregularities come, really everybody's blood will boil. People take monies from banks, financial institutions, and don't return. India is fighting presently with many fugitives abroad and struggling to bring them back to India. And we all know what has happened to the poor bankers. Banks and financial institutions, what are they doing? There could be a strategy failure. Projections and performance mismatch completely. And over a period of time this happens, then the company's results are known. And finally, friends, I would put the leadership failure as the most important point of failure of companies. The perspicacity and vision that is required of a leader being endowed with the entire knowledge base and the company's operations. Know your men, the people with whom you are handling the affairs. The entire thing comes into play. Now all these, the companies and all that, I'm driven to the next important question of governance. The issue of governance is most important. I go on a spree, but who controls me? I'm controlled by the top management. There's a committee discussions, and I'm controlled by my board. Entire risk management process leads us to governance. And the governance by the top management and the board becomes palpable when, particularly at the strategy meets, the board deliberates nitty-gritties and lays down their year-long activities and maybe with rollover 3 years, 5 years for the company's standing. The board is assisted by various committees, but to my mind, 2 committees are very strong and very, very critical. One is audit committee and the second is risk management committee. And both are mandatory committees. And in the risk management committee, which is our concern now, the committee would be prioritizing the various risks and putting a value, relative importance, impact, and the impact on the financials, people, HR, entire thing. So this role of RMC, Risk Management Committee, is very important, very crucial. And that is the key to hold, and where these committees work in tandem and give proper advice to the board, I think that board is very strong. How deep is the analysis to view not only the unanticipated, but the imponderables and the unimaginables, unthinkables do matter in the comprehensiveness to stay in contention and add value. And I personally feel that this is very critical, that with all these, the business excellence comes into fore. You can be excellent, still more excellent, and still more excellent, because there is no finishing line for excellence. And the business excellence is all that adding value to your shareholders and stakeholders is all that the board is standing for. And I think entire thing comes under the risk management frame, and the participants will get a very broad, bird's eye view on all these, will be benefited by this. I especially thank Dr. R. Rakesh Agarwal, Secretary General of Risk Management Association, for inviting me to be a part of the process of inauguration of this initiative. I also thank my colleagues and friends in the industry who are eminent speakers and presenters today. And I especially thank Mr. Tom McLeod for spending his time to make this occasion a momentous one. As RMAI and AICP move to inaugurate the e-learning online course with all serious and sincere participants to make it a great success. And with all this, I have very great pleasure in declaring this inauguration. And Mr. Agarwal, I request you now to take over and carry on the further proceedings. Thank you very much.